Chapter 12 Organic Chemistry Class 10th. We are referring Salina publication. So let's start with the introduction. The whole chapter is based on carbon atom. So carbon is a non-metal with atomic number 6. So that means its electronic configuration will be 2, 4. That means it has 4 electrons in its outermost shell. All the living things, plants and animals are made up of carbon based compounds which are called organic compounds. Carbon element is present in all the living things. Carbon is also present in our body in the form of DNA, in the blood, in the muscle, in the skin. So in the living body, in the living things, carbon is present in the form of glucose and carbohydrates. Apart from that, in the blood, in the muscle and the skin, in the DNA, that is in the form of ribose sugars, etc. Apart from that, in the textile industry, that is in the clothing industry, nylon, cellulose, etc. contain carbon atom in them. Carbon is also present in the petrol, diesel, kerosene. In the petroleum industry, carbon is playing an important role. Carbon also is present in the plastic, that is polythene bag. So here carbon atoms join together to form polyethylene, which is a carry bag. Carbon is also used in medicine to make lot of drugs like aspirin and other very important essential medicines. Before that, in 1780, a scientist named Berzelius suggested a theory. The theory was vital force theory. What is vital force theory? According to the Berzelius, organic compounds are produced only under the influence of some force. Organic compounds are produced only under the influence of some natural force. That means humans were not able to produce any organic compound before 1780. This theory was known as vital force theory. The theory which suggests that all the organic compounds, like those which they knew, like acetic acid, vinegar, all the formic acid or alcohol, etc., were not produced by humans. It was produced by nature or by some force. But in the year 1828, Friedrich Euler, scientist, was preparing some compound using an inorganic compound. He was preparing some other compound, but accidentally he discovered organic compound. Let's see what he was preparing. He took ammonium cyanate. Friedrich Euler took ammonium cyanate and was preparing some compound, but when he heated this ammonium cyanide, he accidentally discovered organic compound, and that organic compound was urea. So urea was the first organic compound to be prepared in the laboratory by humans. After that, many other compounds were discovered. So let's start. Organic chemistry is essentially the chemistry of carbon atoms. This, however, excludes the oxides of carbon. That is, carbon dioxide is not organic chemistry, does not come under organic chemistry. Metal carbonates like calcium carbonate, etc., they are inorganic. Okay, so some compounds of or oxides of carbon are not included under organic chemistry. So let's see what is the unique property of carbon. This question can be asked for 2 marks. Write 2 unique properties of carbon. The 2 unique properties of carbon are tetravalency and catenation. Okay, or what makes carbon so unique? The uniqueness lies in the 2 major properties, that is tetravalency and catenation. The first point, tetravalency, here means 4. Tetra means 4. Valency means valence, combining capacity. carbon has 4 electrons free, so it will be combining with other elements. What is catenation? Means self-linking. We'll study this too in the next slide. So tetravalency of carbon atom. A carbon atom has 4 electrons in the outermost shell. So as I told you, carbon atomic number is 6, 2 comma 4. 4 electrons are there in the outermost shell. So it requires 4 more electrons to attain the stability. That is the gas configuration. All the elements usually they try to attain octet configuration, that is to their nearest noble gas. Similarly, carbon also wants 4 more electrons, that is to become 8, as it has 4 electrons right now in the outermost shell, so it requires 4 more electrons to attain the octet configuration. So it will combine with other elements to attain tetravalency. So the definition, they might ask this question for 1 marks. What is tetravalency? The characteristics of a carbon atom by virtue of which it forms 4 covalent bond is called tetravalency of carbon. The characteristics of carbon atom by virtue of which it forms 4 covalent bonds is called tetravalency. The 4 electrons which were there, they combine with any other element, and that bond which will be there now is known as covalent bond. This is a structure of tetrahedral. This is tetrahedral. Let's assume this is a methane. So carbon is in the center. These 4 lines are there na? 1, 2, these 4 bonds here. If I put hydrogen here, it looks like methane, CH4. Okay, tetrahedral, tetravalency. Next, very important unique property of carbon is catenation. This question is also very important. What is catenation? Whatever definitions are there in a textbook, that you have to reproduce as it is in the examination. You have to refer Salina publication for the definitions. The property of self-linking of atoms of an element through covalent bonds in order to form straight chain, branch chain and cyclic chain of different sizes is known as catenation. So what's happening here? Carbon atom, okay, the property of self-linking of atoms. Here let's take carbon. So this carbon atom goes on linking with another carbon atom and so on through which bond? Covalent bond, to form a straight chain, branch chain or a cyclic chain of different sizes, okay, is known as catenation. If you remember self-linking, you will get the definition. Let's see how this carbon forms bonds. Formation of straight, branched and cyclic chain of carbon atoms. So here in this is a compound which has 4 carbon atoms. These 4 carbon atoms, see how they are linked with each other. They are linked in a straight manner, okay, so it's a straight chain. Suppose they are in the branched manner. In this compound we can see 3 carbons in a straight row and one is lying or it is branched on the second carbon. So this is an branched chain. This is cyclic, means closed. So all the 3 carbon atoms in this case are closed, means linked to each other in a closed manner. So this is an cyclic chain. Similarly, these are 6 carbons in the form of hexagon. This is triangle. Okay, let's see now the formation of single, double and triple bond. Carbon with another carbon atom can form single bond. Carbon with another carbon can form double. Carbon with another carbon can form triple bond. Suppose one carbon atom links with another carbon atom through a single bond. it is known as single bond. Here in this, the line above this red dot here is single. It's a single covalent bond. That means out of 4 electrons of this carbon, 1 electron is being shared with the another electron of the carbon. So both have become stable here. This bonds also will be shared by some other element. In this case, out of 4 electrons here, this carbon, the round thing which I am placing here, this carbon has 4 electrons, 4 free electrons in its outermost shell. So out of 4, only 2 are being satisfied with hydrogen, whereas other 2 are not. So this is double bond. Suppose between 2 carbon atoms, if I draw a double bond, this will be coming in the category of double bond compounds. Okay, suppose between 2 carbon atoms, so this carbon, it has 4 electrons. Out of 4 electrons, 3 electrons are shared with another carbon, whereas 1 electron is still free to be shared with any other element. Here the bonding, double bonding and triple bonding is not just with carbon-carbon. This double bond can be with oxygen. Carbon can also share its electrons with nitrogen with triple bond. Because of these two unique properties, that is catenation and tetravalency, there are today 5 million organic compounds known to us. Because of these two unique properties, there are many organic compounds in the nature as well as man-made. So in this slide we'll study organic compounds, hydrocarbons, that is alkane, alkene, alkyne, alcohol, aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid, ether and halide. So these things we'll be studying in next slide. Just you have to we will be studying alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, alcohol, all these things in detail in the next slide. So first let's see what are hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are compounds that are made up of only of carbon and hydrogen atoms. Hydrocarbon word, this word hydrocarbon itself is saying that it is made up of hydrogen and carbon atoms. So in this slide now, so this all are hydrocarbons. This alkane is made up of carbon and hydrogen. You can see in this one, carbon is there as well as hydrogen. So these three, alkane, alkene, alkyne, they contain just carbon and hydrogen, so they come under hydrocarbon. Suppose along with this carbon and hydrogen, if there is any other element like oxygen, in this case alcohol, they are known as alcohol, and so on. Let's see the classification of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are subdivided into two main groups. Aliphatic means open and cyclic means closed chain. Hydrocarbons are classified into aliphatic and cyclic. In aliphatic, further they are subdivided into two main groups, that is saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. In this saturated hydrocarbons, we will be studying only regarding alkanes. Alkanes, see the spelling ALKANES, alkanes. Also known as alkanes are also known as paraffins. Alkanes are also known as paraffins. The general formula of alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. These hydrocarbons contain carbon-carbon single bond in them. Okay. Here in aliphatic comes one more group, that is unsaturated hydrocarbons. You can see now, do not get confused with alkanes. Here its spelling is little bit different, ALKENES, alkenes. Okay, Under unsaturated hydrocarbon comes alkenes. Alkenes are also known as olefins. The general formula of alkenes is CnH2n. CnH2n. This means these alkenes contain carbon-carbon double bond in them. Under unsaturated hydrocarbon comes alkynes. See the spelling ANE, ENE, and this end with YNE. Suppose unsaturated hydrocarbon ending with alkyne YNE means they contain triple bond in them. The general formula of alkynes is CnH2n minus 2. CnH2n minus 2. So these three questions are very important. Water alkenes also known as paraffin. What is general formula? CnH2n plus 2. They contain carbon-carbon single bond. So they are under saturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbons are those which can contain double bond in case of alkenes or triple bond as in case of alkynes. Then under hydrocarbon comes cyclic or closed chain. This is not that important, but you should know aromatic hydrocarbon. Okay, what do you mean by saturated compounds? Here we saw what do you mean saturated compounds, saturated hydrocarbon. Now let's see what do you mean by saturated compounds. A hydrocarbon in which this is an hydrocarbon. Okay, this is an hydrocarbon. A hydrocarbon in which the carbon atoms are connected. These carbon atoms are connected by only single bonds. You can see here all the bonds are single. Even in this case, all the bonds beside the carbon are all single, are known as saturated hydrocarbons. Let's see once again. A hydrocarbon in which the carbon atoms are connected by only single bonds is called a saturated hydrocarbon, also known as alkanes. So the general formula of alkanes, as you saw in the previous slide, is CnH2n plus 2. General formula. Keep this in mind. 1 marks question. Write the general formula of alkanes. Answer will be CnH2n plus 2. Now you must be wondering what is N here. Below C you can see subscript N. Even here it is N is there. N is nothing but number of carbon atoms. Okay. Suppose if I put any number here, suppose if I put 5 here, so that means that compound contains 5 carbon in it. Let's see an example of an saturated compound. Methane, CH4. As I told, carbon has 4 electrons in the outermost shell. Suppose all those 4 electrons are shared by hydrogen through a which bond? Covalent bond. Then that compound will be known as methane. So you can see only there is single bond. There is no double or triple bond. So these are coming under saturated compounds. Similarly, ethane. You can see there are 2 carbons and surrounded by 6 hydrogen with a single bond. So it will be ethane. Okay, this will be studying in further details. One more important question. Along with this definition, you should write this definition as well. Saturated compounds are where it is saturated hydrocarbon as all the 4 valencies of carbon are satisfied by a single covalent bond. All these 4 electrons where there are valence electrons are satisfied by a single covalent bond. Satisfied, this word satisfied should be there in your answer, by a single covalent bond. What do you mean by unsaturated compounds? So as I told in the previous slide that compounds, hydrocarbons that have double or triple covalent bond between 2 adjacent carbon atoms are called unsaturated hydrocarbon. Suppose there are 2 carbon, 1 carbon here, 1 carbon here. In between that, if there is double bond, it is known as alkanes. Suppose in between 2 carbon there is triple bond, it is known as alkynes. So these both alkenes and alkynes come under unsaturated hydrocarbon. Let's compare saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. As I told you before, all the four valencies of each carbon atom are satisfied by forming single covalent bonds with carbon atom or with hydrogen atom. So this definition you can write for saturated compound. What do you mean by unsaturated hydrocarbon? Where this means the valency of at least two carbon atoms are not fully satisfied. So you can see here this carbon has 4 electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, the valency of at least two carbon atoms are not fully satisfied by the hydrogen atom. So these are not satisfied. Next, saturated compounds. Carbon atoms are joined by a single covalent bond. You can see between these two carbon adjacent carbon there is a single bond. In this case, unsaturated hydrocarbon, carbon atoms are joined by double covalent bonds. You can see here there are two bonds here, or it can be also triple bond. In unsaturated it can be double or triple bond, whereas in saturated it's only and only single bond. Now let's see how they are reactive. How is the reactivity of these compounds? Saturated compounds are less reactive because electrons are not freely available. All the electrons are bonded here, so there are no electrons to react. Whereas in this case still electrons are free. That means alkenes and alkynes are more reactive than alkanes because of the presence of electrons in the outermost shell. Let's see what are cyclic or closed chain or ring chain compounds. So this one, alicyclic compounds. These are the ringed carbon compounds containing three or more atoms of carbon. Three or more atoms of carbon arranged in a closed structure. If you want to make a closed ring of carbons, you have to use 3 carbons minimum. You cannot take 2 carbons and form a ring form. So if you take 3 carbons, you can form a triangular structure. If you take 5 here, you can make a pentagon, here hexagon. Okay, in this way these compounds also will study in detail in the next slide. Aromatic compound. This was aliphatic. Okay, now this is aromatic. Some hydrocarbons contain at least one benzene ring in their molecules. This is benzene ring. Suppose in a molecule, if there is a presence of benzene, such compounds are known as aromatic compounds. The benzene ring is a specific type of ring structure of 6 carbon atoms having carbon-carbon single and carbon-carbon double bonds in the alternate position. So this is benzene, structure of benzene. You can see in this there is a single bond, then alternatingly you can see double bond, one here, one double bond, two double bond, and this is 3 double bond, whereas here there are all single bond. So alternate position there is a double bond. Okay, then C6H6 is the formula. Okay, most of these compounds have pleasant smell. Suppose in a molecule, if a molecule contains benzene ring, the smell will be pleasant. Hence, they are known as aromatic. Aroma means smell, very sweet smell. Some more members of aromatic compounds are toluene, phenol, and naphthalene. Now let's see what is homologous series. Homologous series is a group of organic compounds having similar structure and similar chemical properties, in which the successive compounds differ by CH2 group. Okay, the definition here states that group of organic compounds, okay, they have similar structure as well as chemical properties, and the members of that family differ by CH2 group. Okay, let me show you the example here. Okay, this is alkane family. This is alkane family. These are the members of alkane family. If you minus this successive member with the previous, the difference will be CH2. Let's take here in alkenes, even if I take these two compounds ethene and propene, and if I minus propene in ethene, you will get the difference will be CH2. Similarly in this case alcohol, similarly in the alkynes. Okay, any of the two successive members if you take, they differ by CH2 group, and they have same chemical properties. Suppose if methane is good means fuel, similarly all other compounds of this family will be good fuel, means they have a same chemical property. Okay, let's come back here. Homologous series is a group of organic compounds having similar structure and similar chemical properties, in which the successive compound differ by CH2 group. Example: alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. By adding H2 group, that is known as methylene group. Methylene group, CH2 group is known as methylene group. In a given hydrocarbon, another hydrocarbon with higher number of carbon atoms is obtained. Suppose I want ethane. So what I should do? I should add CH2 group, that's methylene group, to methane. So methane is CH4. To CH4, if I add CH2, I get C2H6. From one member I prepared another member just by adding CH2 group. Similarly, by removing CH2 group from the hydrocarbon, another hydrocarbon with lesser number of carbon atoms, that is lower homologous, is obtained. You can see here. Suppose I have butane. I want to prepare propane. Just have to remove CH2 group. Just remove CH2 group. Remove. Okay. In this case we are adding. In this case we are removing. In this case we got higher homologous series. In this case we got lower homologous series. What are the characteristics of homologous series? All members of homologous series share a general formula. They have same general formula. All the homologous series, they have same general formula. For example, the general formula of alkane will be CnH2n plus 2. Alkene is an family, in that so many members like methane, ethane, propane, butane, etc. Then they have a same general formula. They all follow CnH2n plus 2 formula. Alkenes also follow formula CnH2n plus 2. Similarly, alkynes CnH2n minus 2. This is the first property. They all have same general formula. Next, each member of the series differ from the preceding one by addition of CH2 group and by molecular mass 14 AMU. So here let's take example here. So this and this differ by CH2 group. CH2 group. Okay. Now, what is the atomic mass of C? Atomic mass of C is 12 and hydrogen is 1. But in this case there are 2 hydrogens. So 12 plus 2 will be 14. So all the members differ by each other with the what molecular mass? With 14 molecular mass. They differ by 14 AMU. atomic mass unit. These are the properties which we are studying here. First one, all the homologous series, they share a general formula, same general formula they have. Suppose alkanes will follow only this general formula. Alkenes will follow only this general formula. The second point states that they differ by 14 AMU. The physical properties of the members change gradually. That is, show graduation in the properties as the number of carbon atom per molecule increases. Okay, that is as molecular mass increases. Okay, let's see how the properties changes when the molecule increases its molecular mass. In this case example, methane is a gas. Okay, as methane is a small compound, when it changes to ethane, it changes to gas. But whereas you come to propane, from gas it has turned to liquid. The physical state has changed here. The physical properties, they change. Similarly, the molecular mass or the molar mass also changes. Here 16, how you got 16? That is CH4. Methane is CH4. C is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. Here C2H6. So in this way, the molecular mass goes on increasing. As the molecular mass increases, the boiling point also increases. Okay, so this point states that as the molecule becomes bigger and bigger, the melting point, the boiling point, the density, etc. also increases. Point number 4. Members of an homologous series have similar chemical properties. For example, methane reacts with chlorine to form methyl chloride. Suppose from alkane family, that is methane, if it reacts with chlorine, even ethane will react with chlorine, even propane will react with chlorine, even the decane will react with chlorine. So if one member of the family is showing certain property, other all members will follow the same properties. Fifth point, all the members of homologous series can be prepared by using a same general method of preparation. Suppose I come to know how to prepare alcohol, that is methanol here. How I prepared methanol here? Using methyl bromide and aqueous potassium hydroxide. Using this method I can prepare methanol. So that with the same method I can also prepare ethanol. Suppose I know one method of preparing the member, first member or any other member, I can use that same method to prepare other members of the family. So these are the example of a homologous series. We will be studying alkanes. The general formula will be CnH2n plus 2. The first member of alkane is methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, decane. So these are the Greek words: meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec. If I am adding all the a into this, ane at the end suffix, then they all comes under alkane family. How to remember this? Monkey eat peeled banana. Monkey eat peeled banana. Remaining all these are your geometrical shapes. So in this way, alkenes have general formula CnH2n. There is no methane here. You should be very careful. They'll ask the first member of alkene family. You should not write methane. There is no compound known as methane. The first compound will be ethane. Second will be propane. So they'll ask a question. Name the sixth member of alkene family. So according to this, sixth member will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth member will be heptane, not hexane, as there is no methane here. Okay, alkyne here. Alkyne general formula is CnH2n minus 2. So these are the members here. Similarly, there is no methane. Okay, using one compound we can't make triple bond. So ethine, propane, butane, and so on. So this is a general formula. Alcohol. Significance of homologous series. The nature of any member of that family of the compound can be ascertained if the properties of the first few members of that series are known. It helps to predict the properties of even those members of the series that are not yet to be prepared. Knowledge of homologous series is useful for the systematic study of organic chemistry, since it saves learning time. Thank you.